What is going on, Toronto Raptor fans? Unfortunately, we're back to tank mode, it appears. But again, I think actually it sort of proves what I was saying before that I could be correct in that the Raptors just are not consistent. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think we have a shot to take down the best team in the league without Jakob Poeltl, especially when they've got two, you know, giants, rim protectors with Mobley pardon me, and Jared Allen on the floor at the same time, healthy. Plus Garland was in the game, plus Mitchell was in the game, and then oh my gosh, Strus just set the tone right off the top, draining his threes, and then they brought that other guy. I don't know that guy, Sam Merrill. I don't know him as well, but geez, he was 4 of 10 himself from three. So a barrage, and with no Jakob to help, you could just see what a solid elite team looks like. You could see the aspiration of where the Raptors need to be with this many guys that are good because not only do they have the starting lineup: Mobley, Allen, Garland, Mitchell, and Strus. Now they've got DeAndre Hunter, who they picked up coming off the bench. I mean, and the Sam Merrill guy was great. Bates seemed pretty good too. But yeah, you can just see the waves of talent. I mean, DeAndre Hunter had 18 points off the bench. Merrill, as I said already, had 16. And then they got Jalen Tyson with 8. And then never mind, their starters killed it. Whereas you look at the Raptors, the inconsistency of these guys. You see a Strus and a Merrill. I mean, that's what Grady Dick's role should be. That's what Jameson Battle should be. And Battle actually was okay. They seemed to pull him though. He ended up with 11 points, but he didn't show up sort of for the rest of the game. He was in there early. But Grady Dick, 2 points. 2 points. Like, what are you doing? And he was missing easy ones too. They did like an inbounder where he was so open. I'm not kidding. I know sometimes I'll say that I could have scored the points. I mean, don't get me wrong. I always say I could be out there missing. But I'm telling you, I could have got this inbound play that they sent to Grady Dick. I mean, the guy just basically was like, you're so open, I'll leave you. And he missed. Like, that's the kind of inconsistency that I don't think we should be risking and trying to go to the playoffs and push towards the play in tournament. So, and honestly, the Raptors are getting blown out so badly. The final score I forgot to mention here is 131 to 108. We lost every quarter except the third. The fourth wasn't too bad. We only lost it by one, but they just came out with such dominance. They had more than double our points in the first quarter. It was 41-17 by the end of the first quarter. It was very quickly they were up by 15, 20. Um, there was just no coming back. And yeah, the Raptors are going to play like that. I mean, we did outscore them in the third quarter, 35-32, and then we had a little bit of a run that carried over. But we were getting excited that they were getting to be within 20. So I think that if Cleveland wanted to, they could have stepped on the gas. The other interesting news today in Raptorland, though, is Mr. Brandon Ingram, the notorious BI3. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm going to be down with that nickname. Um, but we got to come up with something better if we're going to try and replace it and get it out into the universe. But anyway, interesting press conference. I liked a couple things that he said. It's funny Jacoby was his rookie. I don't know if that's just because they shared, a number, but his story of becoming the number three, which is funny, my number was three when I was back in the day, used to play. But anyway, neither here nor there, but good choice by him. But he said that he was going to talk to Jacoby and say, "Hey, man, I'm a vet. Give up your number 14 for me." Then he said he was going to go after number one to maybe switch his number because he was interested in switching his numbers. He said even coming here, he's looking for a fresh new start, wants to kind of, hit the reset button, which I think also is a decent attitude for someone, coming into a situation like the Raptors where we're going to need this guy to put some effort in. We're going to need this guy to play well. We're going to need this guy, to continue to do what he's doing. In fact, I liked some of the commentary and other stuff that I've seen where people are saying he was averaging, 22, 23, 5 and 6, something like that. And they're saying hopefully as a Raptor, he can elevate that into the, 25, 26 night. Because obviously we know it would be great if he could maintain that and we can continue to have an RJ, getting 25. I mean, RJ, what did he have tonight? 27? Yeah, RJ with 27. I mean, and he was out with that concussion protocol. We didn't even have him against Philly. But yeah, if RJ can do that and Scotty Barnes can get a little more efficient. Yesterday against Philly was spectacular. Today for Mr. Barnes, he was just below 50% from the floor, 0 of 2 from three. At least he wasn't jacking up 5 threes. So, you know, he's getting more efficient and better. And quickly seemed to have a weird off game too. I don't know if he was just tired. He was sort of restricted in his minutes coming back. And then suddenly he's on a back to back where he did play a decent amount of minutes in the last game. His minutes in this game were 30 minutes. Yeah, so maybe he was just fatigued. But my point is um, that this. Oh my God, what's going on with my brain here? Brandon Ingram. Jesus Christ, sorry. His name escaped my brain, and I already happen to have a tough time with names. Brandon Ingram seems like he has the right attitude, and it might be the right time, and we might have just gotten lucky to put this guy into the mix. But I really believe that we should continue to tank because, I mean, imagine we can get a Cooper Flag, but it's sounding like some of these other guys, Ace, Bailey, and I don't know, there was another name I was checking out. I'm starting to, do the deep dives on some of the mock drafts and things coming up because we're at the All-Star game, but we all know that's more than halfway through the season. Obviously, not counting the playoffs, I guess, is why they kind of keep it a little later in the actual, 82 game schedule. So it feels more like the halfway point. But Raptors, we got to start thinking about the draft. I mean, we only got 30 more games or so before we're sort of staring down the barrel of, what are we going to get in the lottery and what are we going to end up picking? And it might be the perfect storm. We got a little bit of a decent core, add a solid, all-star level guy like Brandon Ingram, draft a potential all-star, future all-star, get Scotty to elevate to where we think he could be, and we could be in the Cleveland Cavalier position in just a couple of years, where we've got three people going into the All Star game. It might take 3 years, I guess, four maybe. But if it's Cooper Flag coming in, and we get lucky and we get him. Remember, we've only had one first overall pick in our entire 30 years, and I don't know what the average of how many teams have had. Actually, maybe I should look that up. But we got Andrea Bargnani to for our efforts, which is brutal. Anyways, so yeah, watch the press conference, check it out. Brandon Ingram could be exciting. Mr. Beast for president, and thank you for watching. We will check you guys next time, and I'm out. Peace.